Hi there, I'm Larissa from IELTS, which stands for English Resource Lab, keeping it simple. This is a quiz video, but it has a little bit of grammar built into it. Why? Because this quiz video is going to test your skills in using the past tense, looking at the four aspects: the simple, the perfect, the continuous, and the perfect continuous, but in the past. So before you do 10 questions coming up, let's recap on why you would use these tense aspects, starting with the simple. The simple past. We use the simple past because we're talking about an event that happened at a specific time in the past. Specific being the key word here. For example, I ate lunch an hour ago. Finished, done. When? An hour ago. Now, if we talk about the continuous, we know with the continuous we use ing. For example, I was eating when the movie started. Why do we use it? Because the key word here is we're focusing in on the word interruption. So some event was interrupted in the past. The past perfect. So when do we use the past perfect? Well, we need to have at least two events in the past that both finished in the past. And we use the past perfect because we want to show the order of events. We want to know which event happened first. For example, I was cold because I had forgotten my coat. So, the first event, I had forgotten my coat. That's the first event. It happened before I got cold. I was cold is the second event in the past. And for the second event, we use the simple past. And finally, let's quickly recap on using the past perfect continuous. Why do we use this? Well, the key word here is process and duration. So we're talking about time and process. These are key. For example, she missed the bus because she had been talking. Again, we need to have at least two events. Why? Because we're combining the past perfect and the continuous. She had been talking. Continuous. We combine the two together. So she had been talking is the first event, and as a result, she missed the bus. So there we have a very quick recap on why we use the four aspects in the past. So if that's something that you'd like a little bit more information on, I have created a video where I talk a little bit more about the differences, the past tense comparisons. If you haven't seen it, I've got a link below this video that you can watch later. But now, let's get into it. 10 questions coming up. See how well you can do. Let's go. Question 1. Despite this company saying they have a clean record, 2 complaints had been filed, had been filing, or were filed against them. The answer is had been filed. So here we want the past perfect. There are 2 events. This is the first event that the 2 complaints had been filed. The second, more recent event is found in the phrase saying they have a clean record. Now this phrase includes the past. It refers to the entire time that the company has been opened, which includes the past. Number 2, Serena had passed or was passing her exams despite not having studied too much. And the answer is past. We want the simple past here. If you're wondering why you can't use the past perfect, well, we can't, because Serena passing her exams could not have happened before she studied. Number 3, Scott forgot to tell the doctor that he had, was having, or had been having knee surgery. If you said had, correct. Here we're using the past perfect. We don't use was having because there's no interruption. And we wouldn't use had been having because there is no process involved. It's simply 2 events in the past. Number 4, Frank started to chop down the monstrous tree in his backyard with the chainsaw that his brother had given, gave, or had been given him. And once again, we go for the past perfect, because we have here 2 events. We can't use had been given because this is the passive voice, so it just doesn't fit. Number 5, the kids had snooped, or had been snooping in their mum's drawer when she walked in. If you said had been snooping, correct. And we choose this one because it's to do with time, duration, and also it's a process. Snooping means to be looking, to explore, to find. Number 6, we were sleeping, slept, had been sleeping when we were woken by a loud noise outside. If you said were sleeping, correct. And we choose the past continuous because, well, their sleeping was interrupted by a loud noise. Number 7, I finished, was cleaning, or had been cleaning the house. Then I called Kerry to see if she wanted to go to a movie with me. And we use here just the simple past. I finished cleaning the house, then I called Kerry to see if she wanted to go to a movie. And a bit of a clue here, we use the simple past because we have a time reference with the word then. Number 8, Janice had been studying, studied, or had studied at Green's College when they went into administration. And the best choice for this sentence would be had been studying. Now, if you said had studied, well, you could say that, but it doesn't accurately tell you how long she studied at Green's College. If we say had been studying, it really refers and underlines the fact that it's a process, because to study is a process and it takes a long time, so duration. Number 9, William had met, was meeting, or met Patricia when he was in college. If you said met, correct. Because the sentence says when he was in college, so he's no longer in college now. It's something that was in the past, a specific time in the past. And lastly, number 10, Belinda painted, had been painting, or had painted for almost 20 years when she won first prize at the exhibition. And if you said had been painting, correct. This is the best choice because it really highlights the fact it's a process. Belinda had been painting for almost 20 years when she won first prize. If we said painted, well, that's no good because that tells you that, well, she wasn't painting when she won. So that's incorrect information. And we wouldn't say had painted because that suggests that, well, she may have stopped painting as well. So we really want to emphasise the duration, the time and the process. I hope you really enjoyed this quiz. I've got lots more quizzes built in with Grammar Together coming up. So if you haven't subscribed, definitely hit subscribe and hit the bell to get the notifications, and I will look so forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.